boys are back in town. Maybe just one boy. Panic at the Disco, Death of a Bachelor. Now I gotta start off by saying I love this band. From the fun cabaret of the first album, to the Beatle-inspired second album, to the fun, back-to-the-roots style of the third album, and to the 80s electronic and rock music-inspired fourth album. And now with this album, we head into a 1960s Las Vegas casino. This is where your grandpa got that venereal disease from a cigarette girl. Would you like a cigarette, sir? Yeah, I'll smoke it after I give you my cigar. So what did I think of this album? Well, it's pretty good, minus a few drawbacks. First off, the energy of this album is just undeniable. From the track Victorious all the way down to the track Golden Days, it just never stops going. Even on the title track, Death of a Bachelor, the big booming bass behind the giant wall of Frank Sinatra horns is just this really exciting modern take on big band music, and I think it fits on the album really, really well. It never really kills the flow of the album either, which is really cool. The chorus is just so big and grand on the title track of this album, I just love it so much. Apart from the title track, the other tracks on this album are really, really good too. Victorious is a damn good song, and it gets me pumped up every single time I hear it. The music video is hilarious, by the way. The track Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time samples the B-52's Rock Lobster, and I think it fits really well with the style that this album is going for. It's kind of going for that callback to big band music of the 60s and stuff like that, and I think the guitar line kind of fits this. I think it's a really cool sample, and this is a really, really cool song. I just love the big chorus on this track. It's just so fun, so catchy to sing along to. It just keeps on fucking wailing away. I love this track. The track Hallelujah has been floating around on the internet for almost a year now, and it's still just as good now as it was back then. It's got a great chorus with some great vocals, but the huge standout for me on this album is the track Emperor's New Clothes. Seriously, this is one of the best songs that the band has come up with in recent years, and I love it so much. This is definitely still my favorite song on the album. I love the chorus on this track, and the music video is one of my favorite Panic at the Disco music videos ever. The song after the title track of this album, though, calls back to the first album in a really cool way, the song Crazy Equals Genius. This song is literally These Tables Are Numbered Honey from the first album, except the song is on crack bought by some dude in the alleyway behind the casino in Las Vegas. The chorus is also just really funny on this song. She said, "You're just like Mike, love but you wanna be Brian Wilson, Brian Wilson." The playoff on the fact that everyone considers Brian Wilson to be a musical genius, especially with this album, just makes it so funny to me. I also really love the callback to Dennis Wilson on this track too. I think that's really funny. LA Devotee is also a really fast-moving track with another catchy as fuck chorus, as the majority of this album has kind of been. It's still a whole lot of fun to sing along to. I wasn't really into this track in the beginning, but now it's really grown on me. It became one of my new favorites of the album. The next few tracks is when this album starts falling apart for me a little bit. The track Golden Days, it's a really hard song for me to talk about because, like, it's a good song, I'm just not crazy about it. I can appreciate what the song's about and all that, but the repeating chorus almost wears out its welcome before the track is even over. It's definitely my least favorite track on the album for sure, and probably my least favorite Panic at the Disco song ever. I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me, but after repeated listens to this album already, it's still not going anywhere. The track The Good, the Bad, and the Dirty, though, is really, really good. It's definitely a step up from the last song, and the chorus is really cool on this track too, but it's still not one of the most memorable things on the record. House of Memories is a really big track with a really grand chorus. It's definitely a step up from the last two songs. Kind of give this album more of an epic feel near the later half, where the last two tracks kind of drug it down a little bit, for me anyway. I really love the lyrics on this track, and it's one of my favorite choruses on the album too. House of Memories, really underrated jam on this album in my opinion. The closing track on this album, Impossible Year, is also a really, really great track. It kind of calls back to classic Frank Sinatra, where the title track kind of went with a more modern take on big band music. This is a great song to add to the catalog of Panic at the Disco's already amazing song picks of like genre-defying songs. You always have those certain songs that hit a certain style perfectly well. And this is just another one of those tracks. I love the strings near the end of this song. I just think it reminds me so much of, like, you know, classic Frank Sinatra, which I'm sure is what he was going for, and I just think it's a perfect song to end this album on. So as a whole, I have to say, I mean, this is going to sound more worse than what I really think of this album, but this is the worst Panic at the Disco album they've came out with so far. I'm only saying that because I have seriously loved all four albums before this one, to a T. I mean, there's not a single song I would skip on any album leading up to this point. I'm serious, full albums, every track. love him to death. This one right here is the first time I've ever had an album that kind of made me go, like, wait a second. Why do I not care about this song that much? Another thing with this album is it also doesn't really feel like an album that much. It feels like more of a collection of songs that were just thrown onto a disc. And it's kind of weird listening to it. It really does just feel like a collection of songs more than a straight up album. It doesn't seem like there was much thought put into like the track listing on this thing. I don't know if that would have helped at all. I mean, like the majority of things that he's put out on the internet, like half the damn album before it came out. I don't know why they do that. Like they're all in the first half of this album, and I think that leads the second half of the album to suffer a little bit. Like I said, I don't know if that would have helped. It's just something I've noticed listening to this thing. It just doesn't feel like an album, really. It's still really great, though, and maybe it'll grow on me as the years go on. But for right now, it's a strong 8 out of 10 for Death of a Bachelor. I still really enjoyed it, even though a lot of people are saying they're not. I don't know. I really liked it, so I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and love. Enjoy it. Love you guys. Later.